Federal government delegation visits Yobe to gather first-hand information on how to find missing Dapchi girls, and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo receives update on federal government's digital identity program, emphasizes the relevance of program to national planning. This is the outlook of NTA Panorama for this Monday. I am Kene Ima Aburike. A federal government delegation has arrived in Damaturu, Yobe State, to meet with state government officials as well as the principal of Government Science and Technical Girls College in Dapchi, where the girls went missing. Security officials and other stakeholders were also on the team to get an update on the search for the girls. The delegation comprises the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, and the Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazao, retired. This is the second time in 4 days that an FG delegation would visit Yobe over the issue of the missing Dapchi girls. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the Army will introduce more military exercises to address emerging security challenges in the country. The Army Chief was represented at the inauguration of the new office complex for the headquarters of the Corps Artillery in Kontagora, Niger State. The report.
Just like other developed and Nigeria is facing some security challenges in parts of the country. To cope this internal security menace that has retarded socio-economic development, the Army, in its aid to civil society, is introducing different military exercises. This will, apart from retraining troops to be familiar with the dynamism in different locations of operations, but will also police the society.
Last year we had exercise Harbin Kunama 2. So this year we actually decided to coin the Harbin Kunama 3 to what it is now, that is exercise I am Akwatuma. And after this we are going to have another exercise, which you know some of them that were conducted in the second, third and fourth quarter. That is like exercise Crocodile Smile.
The event featured the inauguration of the complex, a project that started about 27 years ago.
The foundation of this edifice you are seeing today was laid in 1991, when headquarters Nigerian Army Corps of Artillery and School were located from Lagos to Kontagora.
Hostel accommodation was among other projects inaugurated to enhance the welfare and combat proficiency of troops. From Kontagora in Niger State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
In enhancing its operational capabilities, the Nigerian Navy will soon receive 2 seaworld defense boats from France. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ibok Ete-Ibas mentioned this at a retreat in Sapele, Delta State, as the Navy and its partners profess strategies in checking maritime crimes. Defense correspondent Isaac Nkuma reports.
The theme of the 2018 Nigerian Navy retreat is optimizing operational availability of fleet. This, the Chief of Naval Staff says, it's a measure adopted by the Navy to tackle maritime crimes within the nation's territorial waters. Achieving this challenged the Navy to upgrade its fleet with the procurement of new platforms and revamping of previously non-operational ones. To this end, 2 more 35-meter seaworld defense boats from France will be injected into the Nigerian Navy fleet.
These acquisitions will greatly enhance the Nigerian Navy's ability to perform its statutory roles. I must emphasize that with the recent boost in the Nigerian Navy's fleet, necessary measures must therefore be in place to sustain and improve the current levels of operational effectiveness.
Commending the Navy for effectively combating maritime crimes, Governor of Delta State, who was represented, promised to collaborate with the Navy in protecting the maritime domain.
The doggedness of your officers and men, in synergy with other security agencies, has enabled tranquility and peace to endure in Delta State.
Stakeholders noted that the implementation of strategies adopted at the last retreat in 2015 contributed significantly to the decline in criminal activities within the nation's maritime domain. Isaac Nkuma, NTA News.
The city of Onitsha in Anambra State woke up this Sunday to the news of a man who allegedly killed his children and housemate at their Awada residence. Although NTA news crew confirmed the incident on arrival at the scene, not much information on the man and his victims could further be volunteered by neighbors who described him as queer. Wadi Elobike reports.
As stranger than fiction as it sounds, the reality is that 4 siblings and their aunt were slaughtered by their own father and brother-in-law in an apartment on the 3rd floor of this building. The 4-story building, situated at number 12 Ntuke Street in Awada district of Onitsha, is said to belong to the murder suspect's brother. The dead children are also said to be all he had, while the 5th victim was his wife's sister. A 6th, visiting the slain maid, survived because she jumped from the 3rd to the 2nd floor when their attacker emerged with a knife. Co-tenants say they know little about the man who never associated with neighbors.
So when we read that, we saw the lady, asked her what's happening. He said there is one man killing his children there, asked him to run away. He jumped from that to 4 to 3. So the guy just like fear over the body of the lady. But all I know is that he doesn't talk to people.
The man
he doesn't talk to people. I asked him to register as a member of society. He said no. I cannot force him because the brother is the owner of the house.
He did not register as a member of the yard. We have been asking them to come and register as a member of the yard, but he refused. So this time around, this thing happened. We don't know what to do.
Although the DPO of Awada station was not available for official reaction, the news crew gathered from police source that the murder suspect has committed suicide.
Times are precarious. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has received an update on the federal government's digital identity program of the Buhari administration. While commending the efforts of the Interministerial Committee handling the project, the Vice President stressed the importance of a unique digital national identity number, NIN, for Nigerians and expressed expectations that the program would be completed on time. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The committee was tasked with developing a strategic roadmap for developing a harmonized digital national identity ecosystem that would strengthen and digitize the identity system, and the adoption of a new approach that ensures harmonization and effectiveness in identity management in Nigeria. A brief presented by representatives of relevant agencies and development partners at a meeting with the Vice President shows that the federal government has made substantial progress and has endorsed a strategic roadmap document that ensures the identity system and the issuance of national identity numbers to Nigerians would henceforth progress faster than it had been in the past. Senior Special Assistant to the President on ICT, Larry Oshibono, who is coordinating the program, explains that the Identity Harmonization Program is critical to a number of policies and initiatives being implemented by the Buhari administration.
It's a critical aspect of modernization. It's one of the foundations or the foundation pillars of our economy if we're going to move forward. So without a shadow of a doubt, His Excellency just chaired this meeting. That is because of the complete oversight and governance that's been put to this. So without a shadow of a doubt, we are working aggressively, we are very deliberate and focused. I'm going to deliver it.
I want to tell Nigerians that so far we have harmonized close to 30 million identities. But with the new approach, the ecosystem approach that has been agreed, that all other agencies agreed to work in collaborative manner with NIMSI, and that will then move the numbers to cover the whole population.
The timeline to cover the whole population is about 3 years. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
Now, more than 7 million primaries 1 to 3 school children in 20 states of the Federation are currently being fed in the National Homegrown Feeding Program, with other 2 states set to join. Special Advisor to the President on Social Investment and Protection Program, Maritime, says at a press briefing in Abuja, says the program designed to support those facing challenges in varying economic spheres has achieved profound successes. State House correspondent Jide Onifade again reports.
This was the scenario when President Muhammadu Buhari presented his administration's budget proposal to the National Assembly in 2015. And the budget is what the administration considers as the most ambitious social protection programs conceived and being implemented for the country, and proposed to gulp 500 billion naira annually. Almost 2 years into the implementation of the programs, the Social Investment Office says the programs have achieved profound successes so far.
One of the most important aspects of the social investment program is the millions of Nigerians who have and who continue to benefit directly and indirectly from each of the various schemes. All our beneficiaries are being paid directly, with the BVN being an integral part of our design. Today, we have recorded 7.9 million direct beneficiaries since inception and have a presence in 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory.
The office has the mandate to provide 500,000 jobs to the unemployed graduates and non-graduates, to provide loans to a minimum of about 1.6 million small and medium-sized enterprises with an established cooperative, to support 1 million of the poorest households with cash transfer, and provide a meal a day to a minimum of 5.5 million school children in primary 1 to 3.
We don't steal with egg, eggs and beans and chicken.
In relation to our targets, we have achieved the following. For N-Power, we have 200,000 graduate beneficiaries who are currently enrolled and working in various institutions around the country. The selection of the next batch of 300,000 beneficiaries have been completed, and those selected will be engaged in the next few months. 20,000 more beneficiaries in the non-graduate category are set to commence training in 34 states around the country. So far, we have 455,857 poor and vulnerable households uploaded onto our National Social Register.
I think even though this is a political promise, it came from a manifesto of a political party, the implementation is far from being just political. The implementation is for all Nigerians.
At a press briefing, Special Advisor to the President on Social Protection Programs, Maritime called on all Nigerians to join government in this effort as it continues implementation with diligence, efficiency, and transparency. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
Expert development partners and other stakeholders are now in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, to brainstorm on the best way to salvage the shrinking Lake Chad at an international conference scheduled to commence this Monday. Socio-economic life of over 60 million people in 4 countries along the region is being threatened. Musbau Dan Wahab takes a look at the major issue before the conference jointly organized by Nigeria's government, Lake Chad Basin Commission and UNESCO.
Farmers tilling the land on the plain of Lake Chad. It is an ironic reality. Fishermen are now crop farmers since fishing is now almost impossible. But this is apparently not their wish, but the last resort to keep body and soul for survival. Once the 6th largest lake in the world, covering an area of about 25,000 square kilometers in 1960s, Lake Chad has now shrunk to less than 10% of its old size. The waters have dried out. Once fertile land has now turned dusty and requires to be irrigated for farming. The situation is not only a threat to more than 68 million people living in the 4 countries surrounding it on the edge of the Sahara, Chad, Cameroon, Niger and Nigeria will depend on it for survival, but a danger to the future generation as there is likelihood of total disappearance in less than 20 years to come, going by the spate of its contract. In case you're wondering, but why? Human activities such as overuse and climate change share the blame. This has bothered the dependents and of course the world. Solutions have been suggested which include inter-basin water transfer projects. The 6 member countries of the Lake Chad Basin Commission have agreed to hold an international conference to discuss and develop consensus on the different options to restore the lake. And Nigeria's President, Muhammadu Buhari, approved hosting the conference in Abuja, and that has left the job cut out for the intending participants from all over the world who will converge on Nigeria's capital city towards finding solutions to revitalize the basin's ecosystem for sustainable livelihood, security, and development.
The All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State says its support to President Muhammadu Buhari remains unshaken despite the recent happenings at the Senate concerning the senator representing Nasarawa West, Abdullahi Adamu. This was during a visit to identify with the president and the senator at his Kefi residence. Political correspondent Abdullahi Garba Barinikudu reports.
On the entourage to identify with Senator Adamu include the Speaker of the State Assembly, members of the APC Working Committee and other party leaders in Nasarawa State. The State APC says it is satisfied with the Buhari administration and the representation of Senator Abdullahi Adamu.
There is a need for those elected on this platform, the APC, to give the government of President Buhari every support. Whether you are an APC, whether you are a PDP, if your voice goes against the policies and programs of Muhammadu Buhari, you are against the interests of Nigeria and we stand against you.
Senator Adamu says he is resolute in upholding his oath of office and has no apology in supporting President Muhammadu Buhari.
What has brought the situation you come to express all this about is the fact that we do know what our mission is. And we do not want to mix our personal interests to undermine national interests. Yes. We will not do this.
It will be recalled that some members of the Northern Senators Forum announced his removal from leadership of the forum over allegations which the senator dismissed as political witch hunt. In Kefi, Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Garba Brunonkudu, NTA News.
You are watching Panorama on NTA. The news continues after these messages.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Welcome back to NTA Panorama. Report just reaching us says the Federal Executive Council meeting will not hold this Wednesday. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, in a statement says this is due to the participation of President Muhammadu Buhari and a significant number of ministers at the high-level meeting of the International Conference on Lake Chad Basin in Abuja for the better part of the day. Now, as the depletion of the nation's forest reserve continue unabated, the federal government is rising up to the occasion with the setting up of 7 national parks. Conservator General of National Park Service, Ibrahim Musa Goni, made this known at the passing out parade of rangers in Abuja. Mia Ogidi reports.
Nigeria lost 37% of our forest reserve between 1990 and 2005. That is 15 years, reducing the forest space to less than 5%. Illegal and uncontrollable logging, bush burning and firewood gathering are major contributory factors, and this gives open invitation to climate change-related issues. As the forest faces these challenges, the government of Nigeria also become uncomfortable. Then comes the need for more hands. So 40 rangers made the list for training to checkmate such unforest-friendly activities.
Federal Ministry of Environment is considering increasing the number of national parks to 17, thereby increasing our forest area, consequently mitigating climate change.
After the drills, weapon handling and unarmed combat trainings, these rangers are to face the challenges of their mandate. And for the Conservator General of the National Parks Services, emerging homeland crimes are even becoming more challenging.
Cattle rustlers and cattle herders and armed bandits in the national park, most of which have to do with open confrontations.
For the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, who trained the rangers, appealed for more interagency collaboration to tackle the security challenges of the time. Mia Ogidi, NT News.
And now to sports. Rivers United Football Club of Port Harcourt win all the points at stake away from home in the MPFL as Norway win Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea. Amanzi Marcus reports.